Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Dandat Pranam to everyone. Thank you for joining the English Gita Gyan session. Today we will be discussing on Bhagavad-gītā, second chapter, sloka number 40 and 41. Neha Bikramina Sosti Pratyavayo Navidyate Swalpamapyasya Dharmasya Trayato Mahato Bhayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. 41st sloka. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekehe kurunandana bahushaka hi anantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we'll just continue with the discussion. 1 minute. So just to go for a small recap, what Lord Krishna told Arjuna was, the great generals who have highly esteemed of your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, considering him as insignificant. And what will the enemies do? They will scorn your ability, and it will be more painful. You're thinking that, oh, the body, all my relatives will be killed, but actually when they scorn your ability, it will be more painful to you. So Lord Krishna was saying that, and if killed in this battlefield, you will reach heavenly planets, and if you win, you will conquer the earthly kingdom. And so that's why, oh dear Arjuna, get up with determination and fight. So Krishna said that, and fight as you're a warrior, right? So don't consider happiness, distress, loss, gain, victory, and defeat. So when you don't consider all these things, there will be no sin unto you. And Sankhya Yoga, we already also discussed about Sankhya Yoga. It has been given to us, right? So it is an analytical study about the soul and body. And we also spoke about the fruitive results, not working with fruitive results. What will happen when we don't speak about, when we don't talk about the fruit, when we don't consider, when we work without fruitive results, it is no karma bandhana. That means there will be no bondage. Sorry. There will be no bondage. Okay. So coming to this sloka. 1 minute. So the Lord is saying, in this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. That means if a person who is in Bhakti Yoga, okay, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from most dangerous type of fear. So activity in Krishna consciousness, or acting for the benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification, is the highest transcendental quality of work. Okay, so there are two things here that we need to understand. One is working for Krishna's benefit. The other one is expecting no sense gratification. Okay, so what will happen? How we have to do these things? We have to do it in Anya Bilashita Sunyam. Okay, Anya Bilashita Sunyam. Anya Abhilashita. Okay, there shouldn't be any Abhilasha. There shouldn't be any agenda while we are doing bhakti. So like that, we have to do our bhakti. Okay, so the Lord is telling, even here, in this sloka, the Lord is saying, even if Srila Prabhupada is saying, even a small beginning for such activity finds no impediment, nor can that small beginning be lost at any stage. Okay. So what happens is, in the material world, while we do something, and if we don't finish it, it is not considered as complete, right? It is not considered complete. Okay. So for example, birth to death, we accumulate so many things, right? Birth to death, whatever we accumulate, right? It is related to the body, not related to the soul. So body lost. When the body is lost, everything that we have accumulated is gone, right? So in the same way, but when the soul gets another body, all the materialistic things starts from beginning, right? So, for example, a person has done MTech, BTech, whatever, tech, right? But when the soul gets another body, he has to start again from LKG, UKG, right? A person has done some BTech and he will say, "Oh, I have done my BTech. Let me start from MTech." No, it doesn't work like that, right? Or a person who has done MBBS, he want to do MD, or he has done 3 years and he had to lose his body. What will happen? He can't start from fourth year MBBS. He has to again start from LKG, UKG, right? Like that, right? Material things can't be carried to the next life. That we have to understand. Like, for example, all the lands, the houses, and land, house, IT. For example, somebody says, "Oh, I have got Italian marble. Uh, I've got a big TV, Ferrari, big family, etc., etc." But in the material world, everything, once we lose this body, it's gone, right? So it's like that. But in spirituality, it's not like that. In Krishna consciousness, any 1% endeavor in path of bhakti, uh, in the next life we will start from 2%. Okay, 1% is over 2%, right? For example, we see devotees singing very nicely. They do wonderful kirtan. They can play mridanga, kartal. They remember the slokas very nicely, as if they have already done it, right? So it's like that. Yeah, in the materialistic things, it has to start from beginning. But spirituality, no, it doesn't work like that. We can do it. It will start from next wherever we started. It will start from there. Wherever we stopped, it starts from there. Sorry for the disturbance. So, for example, an engineer is there, right? For example, he has made a car or a plane, self-driving car, something like that. So if he has stopped it at 95%, it is not considered complete. So uh, that that's what we have to understand, right? It's not useful, right? For example, a doctor is there. He is making treatment for he's trying to find a treatment for cancer, AIDS, etc., etc. And if it is not approved, right? If it is not approved by the authorities, it is considered uh, no, incomplete, right? But in Krishna consciousness, it's not like that. Anything that is done little, we will start from the next stage onwards. So Krishna is giving us this assurance. Okay. And the other thing is, if 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 a person has done some bhakti, at least in the next life, at least he'll get a human body. That is a very nice thing that we need to understand, right? At least he'll get a new human body. Otherwise, he will get into the 84 lakh species, right? Eating, mating, sleeping, defending, right? Only humans can perform bhakti, right? Not animals. So that's why, if human being doesn't do bhakti, he should be considered as an animal. Srila Prabhupada says that. So, uh, so we should all devotees who are doing bhakti in any stage, whatever stage they are, we should actually pat our back, right? Krishna, yeah, has given us this chance of becoming of letting us be a bhakta. We are in a good position. For example, lot of we put so many messages in WhatsApp group. They all join, but we say, "Oh, class is there." Very less number of people attend, right? So Krishna, it is an amazing opportunity for us to be a bhakta, right? Because at least we know, oh, in the next life we will at least become, we'll get a human body, right? So we have to understand that. Um, for example, there is a small example here. Um, Gauranga Prabhuji, I was listening to his class. He was saying, one person, he was driving a horse, okay? and that horse was running very fast, right? And it went to the edge of a mountain, and it was just about to fall. And he says, "Oh, Bhagavan, you're great. The Lord is great. God is great," like that he says. And at that moment, the horse stops. If it and had it not stopped, it would have fell into a big gorge. They would have died. So he tried in many ways to stop the horse, but it never stopped. Okay, so that's why keeping God in our prayers is very important. Okay, and aeroplane. For example, aeroplane, Prabhuji gives an example of the aeroplane also. Aeroplane might be wonderful. We might have an aeroplane. It is amazing, but we still need a runway, right? It can't be run on planes, right? On a normal road, right? Normal road, normal place where it can't be driven, right? So that's why it's very important to have a runway also. In the same way, here this human body is like a aeroplane. We have to utilize properly, right? Human body has been given, but we need to do bhakti also. If we don't do bhakti, then it's like having an aeroplane, but there is no runway. It's like that. So that's why how bhakti should be done. Otherwise, there is no use of a human body. Aeroplane might be there, but if there is no runway, it is useless. It's like that. If someone gives up the occupational duties, it's said in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.17, if someone gives up his occupational duties and work in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on account of not completing his work, what loss is there on his part? And what can one gain if one performs his material activities perfectly? So it's like that, Krishna consciousness, if we do, at least we get a human body, we will start from that percentage in the next life. But materialistic, doesn't matter whether we have done anything perfect in material life, but it is useless. Because after, once we lose this body, it is again, we have to start from zero, And the greatest danger here, it says, is the greatest danger is to lose this body, and get a 48 another species of 48 lakh species, So that's why degradation of consciousness, right? If we don't utilize this human body properly and degrade our consciousness, we'll become an animal, So that's why work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness, even after the loss of body. So what sort of body we'll get, that also here Srila Prabhupada is saying very clearly. So we'll be born in a great cultured Brahmana or a rich aristocratic family. That will give one further chance for elevation. Because what happens when you're born in a cultured Brahmana, you will learn all the slokas, you will become a nice bhakta, you will know, knowledge will be transferred from them, from the family members to us. Also, if we get into an aristocratic family, right? So that person doesn't have to work, If a person is having a lot of money, they don't have to worry about 9-to-5 job, etc., etc. So what will happen? He will automatically, his mind will be reeling about knowledge, how to gain knowledge. And obviously, when we are enthusiastic, Krishna will send devotees to them. And the merciful Lord is telling us to take Krishna conscious seriously, as it is very advantageous. So what will happen is some devotees will come and they will preach to them, etc., etc., right? Like that, slowly he'll become a bhakta, and he will continue from that wonderful from wherever he stopped in the previous life. So there is another example here, dharma, right? Dharma result is always good. It's like aeroplane, For example, when we generally become bhakta, people think that, we feel it's very painful. We have so many restrictions, etc., etc., 4 regulative principles, etc., etc. But when we are in aeroplane, we are very high, nearer to the clouds. When you see down, everything becomes very small. Everything looks very small, right? In the same way, when we become a bhakta, in the beginning, it might be painful, but when we are properly Krishna conscious, when we are trying our best, according to our proper ability, we are trying our best with enthusiasm, then what will happen is Srila Prabhupada is saying that all our problems will pass away, they will become small. Like the way when the person is seeing from the top, from very high onwards, he is not able to, all those houses are looking very small. All this problem, when we become a bhakta, all these problems will also become very small, like that. And there is an example, Gauranga Prabhuji was giving an example of a Brahman. He was doing his meditation. Then he is actually, what happens, he is in a pond, water is covered until the neck, and he is doing his Gayatri, and water is always until here, the neck. And a tiger sees him, from the behind the tree, a tiger sees this Brahmana. And near the and beside this person, there is a big tree, and on that tree, there is a hunter. So what happens here, that the tiger is seeing, okay, this person, his eyes are closed, let me pounce on him and eat him nicely. And then the hunter sees the tiger and he wants to kill the tiger. And at that moment, what happens is the tiger starts attacking. He tries to pounce on the Brahman, and the hunter, at that moment, he pierces the arrow onto the tiger. And at that moment, the Brahmana says, Hari, 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 like that. He takes the name of the Hari. And the tiger listens to that, and he gets liberated. The tiger gets liberated. Prabhuji was giving a wonderful example. So regarding the 41st shloka, right? Vyavasayatmika buddhir. Those who are on this path are resolute in this resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. So here, and oh beloved child of Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. So intelligence is irresolute, right? He doesn't have a resolution, what to do, what not to do, what is right, what is not right, he doesn't know. So focus is disturbed, they don't have proper focus. And what will happen? What is the result? They will have a lot of anxiety, all right? They will have a lot of anxiety. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. So everything, they want everything. So their focus is everywhere. But a person who is in resolute in purpose of Krishna consciousness, okay, their focus is on one, okay. So it is said like that. And what will happen when your focus is on one? What will happen? Peace. There will be peace. He will be in peace, right? So he knows, okay, I want only this. So he's happy with whatever he has got. Okay. So that's why Lord is saying, he's giving us the advantage of being in Krishna consciousness. So here, Vyavasayatmaka buddhi, okay, practicing bhakta in determination. Just by being in Krishna consciousness, a devotee is elevated to highest perfection of life. Okay, that is Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Anyone properly in Krishna consciousness, practicing bhakti in resolution, with right. So three things they are saying here. That Srila Prabhupada is saying. So not obliged to anyone if surrendered to Lord Krishna. For example, we are indebted to many categories of people, right? Like, for example, demigods, great sages, ordinary living beings, cows, friends, common men. So we are all indebted to these people. But when we are properly in Krishna consciousness, right? So there is no obligation. He doesn't need to act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family, traditions, humanity, and nationality. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that we have to be, if we are in Krishna consciousness, we can do our duty. It's not like we have to stop our duty, but he's saying everything will be fulfilled. So we have to understand that everything will be fulfilled. Like, for example, if you put the water to the root, we don't have to put the water to the each and every leaf, branch, fruit, etc. Right? We just do it to the root, and that's it. Everything, they will get everything. The leaf and everything, they will grow very nicely. In the same way, when we are in Krishna consciousness, everything will be taken care of. Right? For example, Dhruva Maharaj and also Prahlad Maharaj. Right? So when Dhruva Maharaj sees the Lord, and the Lord gives him mukti, he liberates him. First thing he asks is, oh, where is my mother? And the Lord says, see, your mother is already ahead of you. Right? In the same way, Prahlad Maharaj asks, oh, what is the destination for my father, Hiranyakashipu? And the Lord says, don't worry, he will be taken care of. Right? So it's like that. And also, we don't need to, and the second one is no longer endeavor. We no need to endeavor for good results in his acts. Right? For example, what happens is people think that, oh, if I do good things, I'll get good results in the next life, right? So in Krishna consciousness, we don't need to do all those good things. If we become properly Krishna conscious, automatically we will be elevated to whatever we are destined to, right? So we don't need to calculate, oh, let me do some good things in this life, then at least in the next life I can utilize these results in the next life. So we don't need to think about that. Also, no longer subject to dualities, the good, the bad in this material. The third one is no longer subject to dualities, the good, bad in this material world. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. For example, what does devotees do? Prasadam distribution, book distribution, like for example, right? They chant, book reading, right? They make garlands, cooking, cleaning, serving, right? Kirtan, and also management, temple management, devotee care, donations. There is nothing bad in that, right? So when we do all these things, they don't need to worry about, oh, what are the bad things that I'm doing, or the good things I'm doing. As long as they're doing anything regarding Krishna, right? Serving devotees, etc., they don't need to worry about the good and bad. Krishna will, all these activities are an absolute platform. Srila Prabhupada is saying that. So now the question comes, oh, how to get this determination, right? Oh, sentimentally, emotionally? No, not emotional. It is based on knowledge. Two important aspects of knowledge. What are these two aspects of knowledge? Perfect knowledge of soul beyond the body, and perfect knowledge of Vasudeva or Lord Krishna. So the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. So how do we do this? One is regular practice, right? 4 regulatory principles, doing 16 rounds, ABCD, association, book reading, chanting, devotional service, taking prasadam. That is the first thing, regular practice, not like sometimes up, sometimes down. No. Next one is gradual renunciation, right? For example, it becomes very hard for people to stop taking coffee, but slowly, gradually, if somebody is taking full cup, they may decrease it to 3/4, and slowly next half, next 1/4, and later they can totally stop. It's like that. Gradual renunciation we can do. It will help. And also the same thing with intoxicants. Gradual renunciation, regular practice and gradual renunciation will definitely help. So here the resolute, Srila Prabhupada is saying, the resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudeva sarvam iti samahatma su durlabha. A person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudeva or Krishna is the root of all manifested causes. Who are resolute in Krishna consciousness, they are determined to be a pure devotee. So resolution in Krishna consciousness, I have to be a pure devotee, like that, right? So next, so what is the way to do? So the way to do is service in Krishna consciousness. However, how we know what is right and what is wrong? So that is also said in Bhagavad-gītā. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshinaha. So we have to take, it can be practiced under the guidance of spiritual master, right? Bona fide spiritual master. Why? Because he is a bona fide representative of Lord Krishna. So who knows the nature of the student, and he can guide him act in Krishna consciousness. So that is because Guru knows, oh, for this person, what is his Chetana, what is his consciousness? Accordingly, they will give us instructions, and in that way, we can improve, slowly improve, right? Regular practice and gradual renunciation will become easy for us. So that's why we have to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, and we have to act, obey the representative of Krishna, the Guru, right? So we have to accept the instruction of the spiritual master, and that should be our mission of life. So it is said, right? We sing Guru Puja, right? Yasya prasada Bhagavat prasado Yasya prasada nagate kotapi dhyayanstu vam tasya yashastri sandhyam vande guru Sri Charanaravindam. So how do we satisfy the Lord? only by satisfying the spiritual master. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. So that's why if the Guru says something, we have to do it. That's it. So the best example is Srila Prabhupada, right? Srila Prabhupada was given instruction, go to the West and preach Krishna consciousness. So at the age of 33, he was instructed, right? But at the age of 69, he prepared everything. He did all his best. He prepared all the Srimad Bhagavatam. He prepared properly, and he realized everything. He begged Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami, to help him to obey, somehow obey, to do whatever his Guru Maharaj has told. And at that time, he got a chance. He had to take the ship, right, Jaladuta, and in that Jaladuta, it was a courier. It was a goods taking ship. It was not a passenger ship. But in that ship also, he went. He had 2 heart attacks. At that time, he said, "Oh my Lord, I don't know why you're taking me to this USA. These people, how will they understand what I'm trying to tell you? But tell them, but make me dance. I'm a puppet. I'm a puppet, and make me dance as you like." Srila Prabhupada was saying that. So he took the shelter of his Guru and Krishna, and he became successful. So taking the words of the Guru seriously is very important. So following the principles, doing our sadhana properly is very important. That's why we have to do ABCD, right? And the whole process, however, depends upon the perfect knowledge of soul beyond the conception of beauty, conception of body, not theoretically, but practically, when there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities. So following the 4 regulative principles is very important. Following the principles of Bhagavad-gītā by simultaneously reading it and, if possible, preaching to others, or distribute Bhagavad-gītā to whoever we can, right? For example, schools, colleges, etc., right? And not fall in the trap of Maya. One who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of creative activities. What will happen? People are not having contentment in life. They want that, they want this, everything they want. What is happening? They're taking anxiety pills, depression, divorce, suicides, killings. All these things are happening, right? So that's why we should be in Krishna consciousness. Being resolute is very important. So in sloka number 42, we will learn about why people can't do bhakti, right? Less intelligent. What will happen to the less intelligent? What do they do, and what is their thought process, and why they can't do bhakti? That we will learn in the next sloka. Thank you, dear devotees. Dandavat pranam to everyone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.